Well, hey there, Bay Life kids, what's happening? It's Pastor Ben here, and I get to hang out with you again today on whatever screen you're watching this on. And we're going right on in our gospel project stuff. We're still talking about Paul. Paul has got a mission to accomplish. Let me put it this way. Paul is a man on a mission. It is time for Paul to do what God has called him to do, and it is going to be fantastic. Hey, we're in a new unit. That means we got a new big picture question. We got a new Bible verse. And I'm going to put that at the end of this video as well. But we're talking about living as Christ, but dying is gain. God being exalted in our lives no matter what. So we're going to look at here real quick some stuff from Kitapalooza that came out a couple days ago. We're going to look at the Dye family part 2 and their mission to Atlanta, Georgia. And we're going to roll right into our next Bible story video with Paul laying it down, doing what Paul needs to do to spread the gospel message of Jesus to the Gentiles. So let's get this thing started. So hey, I hope by now this check mark right there has been a familiar sight in your home. That's right, Kitapalooza 2020. Check it out. This past episode was so much fun. It was neon night, the dance party with the glow sticks. I hope you guys had all your bright colors on. We got pictures and videos coming in. I love seeing it. Hey, here's 45 seconds of what you missed if you haven't seen Kitapalooza episode 3 yet. As soon as this video is over, you need to go watch it. You need to go watch it in 5 minutes. You need to go watch it. It's going to be awesome. Please watch it. Have a good time. Here's 45 seconds or so of what you missed from Kitapalooza. Check it out. Episode 3. Here we go.
This is Kitapalooza 2020.
Episode 3.
That was pretty good. I like that, Mr. Ben.
Here's a perk about being a host and doing things like Kitapalooza.
You get all the extra.
You get all the extras. Neon night. What a blast. I had so much fun, and I loved the glasses that I got to wear, and the dance party before the games and all that fun stuff. Whew, I'm exhausted just thinking about it. Hey, we're moving right along though, right? We're heading right into the next thing, and that's mission video time. This is episode 2, part 2 of the Dye family, who are becoming missionaries to Atlanta, Georgia, of all places. Atlanta, Georgia. Let's check out the next part of their adventure in this video.
Hi, we're the Dye family. That's me and my brothers Caleb, Joshua, and Daniel. My mom Teresa and my dad Matt. And this is the story of our big surprise. Cheese! It all started right here in our hometown, Wheatley, Kentucky. My dad was a pastor here. Compared to other places, Wheatley has lots of churches. And that's why a few years ago, God told my parents He wanted us to move somewhere without a lot of churches. Yep, God wanted us to go to a big city and start a new church.
Well, first, we didn't know which big city God wanted us to be in, but we did know this. We knew that God wanted us to be in a place where there were lots of people that did not know Jesus.
There was one city my dad crossed off the list, Atlanta. That's why it didn't make a whole lot of sense when he went to go check out Atlanta.
Well, there were missionaries there that asked me to come and just check the city out, but I really didn't think it would be worth my time because I just assumed that Atlanta was in the middle of the Bible Belt.
When my dad says Bible Belt, he's talking about the southern part of the United States. There's more churches there than most anywhere else in the world. And on the map, at least, Atlanta is right in the middle of the Bible Belt. But when my dad got there and started looking around, he found out there was more to Atlanta if you look below the surface.
Well, Atlanta is an amazing city. I've heard people literally speak, and it seems like almost every language from around the world. Almost every company has some sort of presence here in the city, and there are lots and lots and lots of people who do not know Jesus. I thought this was a place that had lots of churches and a lot of people that knew about Jesus, but boy, was I wrong.
My dad came back from that trip a changed man. We packed up, said our goodbyes, and hit the road. Destination, Atlanta, Georgia.
Seeing Atlanta up close and personal just changed everything for us. We realized it really is a city that needs lots of churches. We also knew that this was the place that God wanted us to be.
We went to a strange place, knowing we were going to start a new church, but we didn't know much more than that. That meant, soon enough, we were all going to have to get to know the real Atlanta.
You know, you'd think like a place like Atlanta, Georgia would have a lot of churches helping out a lot of people. But as we learned, that's not the case. It's kind of surprising. Kind of surprised me, really. Hey, listen, we're moving right along into our Bible story video. We're back with our buddy Paul, and he has got some words to say to some very high-powered people. And let's see what happens. You ready? Here we go.
Paul had narrowly escaped death in Jerusalem. The Jews planned to kill Paul, but the Roman soldiers took him away to Caesarea, where he would be safe. However, Paul was still a prisoner. The Roman leaders wanted to figure out why the Jews hated Paul so much, so Paul met with rulers to try to explain what was going on. First, Paul met with Felix, the governor. Felix knew what Paul believed about Jesus, and he agreed to listen to him. Felix ordered the Roman guard to watch Paul, but to also give him some freedom by letting Paul's friends come and serve him. A few days later, Felix and his wife came for a meeting with Paul. Paul talked about faith in Jesus. He talked about righteousness and self-control, and he explained that one day God is going to judge the world. Felix was afraid of what Paul said. He sent Paul away, but he met with him many times for the next 2 years. When a new governor came into power, Felix did not release Paul from prison. The new governor was named Festus. He traveled to Jerusalem to meet with the Jewish leaders. The Jewish leaders asked for Festus to bring Paul to Jerusalem. They were still planning to attack Paul and kill him, but Festus wanted Paul to stay in Caesarea. He invited some of the Jewish leaders to go with him to see Paul. Paul stood before Festus. "I have not done anything wrong," Paul explained again. "If I have done something that deserves death, then I will die. But these men can prove nothing. I want to see Caesar." Caesar was the emperor of Rome, and as a Roman citizen, Paul had the right to take his case to him. Festus agreed. While Paul was waiting to go to Rome, King Agrippa and Queen Bernice visited with Festus and Paul. Paul told the king how he became a believer. He explained that Jesus died to bring salvation to Jews and Gentiles. "Paul, you are out of your mind," Festus said. "No," Paul said, "I am speaking the truth. I wish you and everyone who is listening might believe in Jesus." King Agrippa, Festus, and the others with them got up. They agreed that Paul had done nothing wrong. The king was ready to free Paul, but Paul had already asked to go to Rome. God had chosen Paul to take the gospel to Gentiles, kings, and the Israelites. Paul met with people again and again to tell the good news about Jesus. He wanted everyone to believe that Jesus is Lord, because Jesus has the power to save people from sin. Paul was willing to do whatever it took to share the gospel.
So listen, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. This story is pretty self-explanatory. Paul was in a place to tell people in high authority and high government about the life and ministry and the gospel of Jesus. And he did just that. Man, he met with the governor Felix and told him about Jesus. And Felix was like, I don't think you did anything wrong here. But then when Felix left office, there was another governor, Festus, and Festus said the same thing. Festus even went to Jerusalem, and the rulers in Jerusalem still wanted Paul. They still wanted Paul. They still wanted to hurt him so bad. And Festus, being a smart guy, he kind of realized that was the case and said, you want Paul, you can come to this place and see him. Paul got to see Felix as a governor, Festus as a governor, even all the way up to the king, King Agrippa. And King Agrippa has the power to save Paul, has the power to just wipe it all out. Paul can be fine, nothing against him. But Paul had already said that he wanted to go see Caesar in Rome. And guess what? I think in the next few weeks, we're going to find out exactly what happens. But isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome when God has a plan for your life? I mean, there is nothing that anybody can do to change that. You see, this was the plan that God had for Paul all along, to bring the gospel to the Gentiles and to tell everybody he met about Jesus. And now he has the opportunity to go right to the top, right to Caesar, and deliver the message. Whew. I wonder if you and I could do something like that, if we could be so strong and so bold in our faith that no matter what happens, we would still tell about the love and the power and the grace of Jesus. I'd like to think that I could, but I don't really know. And I would hope and pray that you guys would pray for bravery in situations like that, so that you can explain who Jesus is and what he did and how much he loves you and how much he loves me. And I think if we can remind ourselves of that and kind of put that into some basic training, even just to say, hey, this is why I believe in Jesus. This is who he is. This is what he's done for me and you should believe in him too. I think if we can start having those discussions and learn how to have those discussions with people, I think we would be in a very, very, very good place. So let's take this example from Paul of what it looks like to share the love of Jesus no matter what. And let's begin to use that in our own lives. Through our kindness, through our gentleness, through loving other people, we can share the love of Jesus just like Paul. Hey, I hope you guys are having a great week and you're staying safe. Summer's winding down. I know it kind of makes me sad, but I know that God's got great plans for us and God is going to take care of us, and God's got everything under control. So no matter what you're hearing on the news or what you're hearing through other things about what might be happening in our world, just know that God is in control and God has a plan. And I hope very, very soon, part of that plan is that you and I can see each other again in person here on campus. But until then, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good week.